welcome back to Ep.4 of the White Monster podcast. Just want to firstly thank everyone who's been watching and liking, subscribing. It's going even better than we could have ever hoped for, so we're pretty happy with that.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of people reaching out, being like, "Hey, I heard you guys want sponsors," and then absolutely no fucking follow through. But someone will follow through, fucking one day. You know, we're out here still looking for a little bit of fucking cash to get this ship afloat, but you know, we're getting there. So yeah, thank you to everybody.
Today, I'm joined by Jeremy Skinner, and the first thing I want to say is this is Jeremy's first ever White Monster, so welcome to the team.
Hey, thanks for having me. Yeah, so this is going to be interesting.
We're gonna have a live reaction, dude.
What color is Monster meant to be?
You don't look at the color.
Just greatness.
Just enjoy it.
Whatever God wants it to be, you know.
It's okay. I'm a Red Bull guy normally, but...
What the fuck?
Well, actually, normally I'm a coffee guy, but if I was going to have an energy drink, it'd be...
I'll take it, because I've not been in a coffee shop in the world with Jeremy where he hasn't walked in and been on a first name basis in the coffee store. And that's on every continent.
Bro,
It's insane.
It's fucking crazy. I live in Austin. I live here. You visit. We went to a fucking Proud Mary the other day. One of the managers comes up, "Oh, Jeremy, how's it going?" Sat and talked to us for 35 minutes. I was like, what the fuck is going on? They were just talking about coffee and shit.
I
I was going to say, Jackson, man, you should have him on the podcast. Because, he's, lived in Australia, lived in Melbourne, and then came to the US, doing stuff with, Proud Mary. But then it's he's got, a professional boxing fight coming up. He was a professional dancer.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, we'll get him on for sure.
He was gnarly. He had, Satan rings and all this metal shit. And he was like, "I'm a dancer." I was like, all right. It's like, all right.
If you're going to be a male dancer, you got to be tough as shit, you know?
Yeah. He was talking about scrapping, and then he was talking about, ballet and shit. And I was like, you're a layered man.
Are you guys going to, expand out and do, not just jiu-jitsu stuff for the podcast as well? But
Yeah, I think the first one we'll probably have on, Vince will be a combination of his military history and jiu-jitsu, but Myra, I think, will be probably one of the early ones we get on with her police work. So we're looking to get a lot of different people in, just so it's not just jiu-jitsu for everyone.
Makes me wonder how's Chris's ride-along going today?
Oh, yeah. Wojcik on the ride-along today.
Fuck me, dude. Emily wants to come on, too, but, let's get a couple episodes in before I completely get fucking shit on for an hour by the fucking wife, you know what I mean?
A little bit of a reputation first before it just...
She was saying, she was like, me and Deco are just going to do a not tell you and post it. And I was like, wow.
Yeah, just all about Austin's early years.
You should do one of those, with the heart rate monitors and stuff.
Yeah.
Getting and answering questions, just
Do you want to see us just get in arguments? What the fuck, dude?
It would do great for views.
It would do great for views. Fuck. That'd be a tough one. It'd be a tough hour for your boy, but yeah, we'll get people on here other than jiu-jitsu. It's just a lot of, it's just easy. All of our friends here are just doing jiu-jitsu and shit. So we're just getting everyone on, but
yeah,
especially right now with everyone out of town just come in. We're like, oh, let's get them now. So it's going to be jiu-jitsu heavy, and then when everyone leaves, we'll probably start to branch out a little bit.
It'd be good to even get people on, say after WNO that's happening. What is it, a week from now?
Yeah,
and just getting doing a recap or something, or one of the guys on the show.
Nick Rod did agree to come on. Whether we can lock that in.
The $1 million man.
The $1 million man.
He agreed, but that was before the Simple Men listened to the pod, and now they're hearing footsteps. They're living rent-free in those fucking guys' heads. They're like, holy shit, these guys are funny, dude. They're coming for what we look for.
They heard the numbers, stressed,
bro. Damien was talking about, he was like, hey, what about if we, part own it? And I'm, well...
What if we part own the Simple Man, you know?
But, yeah, no.
It was a merger, and it was it was an acquisition.
No, Nick Rod said he would do it.
I think most of the boys are down.
Yeah, they're all down. There's a lot of people on it. Wojcik's going to be a guy who's going to be reoccurring, but he's going to come on
soon. I think he'll be the following guest.
I think it'll be sick as well. To even with Simple Man, it's they have their own thing. But it'd be cool to have some of them on and they actually just talk about their jiu-jitsu journey and just what they did before. Because I know we all know these guys and train with them heaps, but I don't actually really know sort of what they did before. You have Ethan on. I have no idea what TriStar days were or anything like that. It sounds like it'd be a cool story. Or you having Vince on and he's going to talk about his time in the military. And
America.
yeah, it's like I'm like that's sick. Like that's so much cooler than what I do. I want to hear about that.
Yeah. Ben Hodge would be a funny guest.
Yeah, Ben Hodges got to come on. He's got some stories.
He's a wild boy.
Let's not share all of them. let's keep some of them to.
But back to Mr. Skinner here.
Yeah.
2-time ADCC vet, 66, 77. The people's champ when he beat AJ.
Yeah.
And then had a razor close match with Wagner. You know, it was awesome.
Yeah, man, Wagner's fucking tough.
Yeah.
Wait, are we doing swearing on the podcast? What's the?
Yeah.
Do whatever you
Of
want.
course.
Okay.
So yeah, I've known you for a very long time.
Yeah.
So I know probably like I've seen sort of parts of you come up. We didn't train together, like we were on different parts of Australia, but I obviously got to see your competition career grow and grow. And I remember when you won the trials, and I couldn't have been more happy for anyone. You know, no one put in more work to that point, I don't think. And I remember I remember watching you weigh in. I think even the worst one might have been the one in Japan, where you're weighing in with your half a can of Red Bull to see if you can drink it to make the weight.
Were you there when like day before or for the weigh-ins? I'm like there with like Lockie Warren, and I'm like, Lachlan, do you think I could like have a sip of your Coke Zero? And I'm like trying not to cry, just like holding back tears, and he's like, just fucking drink it, bro. He's like, just have it.
What were you walking around at to make 66?
I would have been like 73 kilos, 74 kilos, so that's like 155. Yeah, so it was a bit of a cut. I went up in weight, and I was like, oh yeah, like I'll go up to 77, like a little bit easier, and I'll try and like bulk up a little bit, and then I ended up getting up to like 84 kilos, and I'm like, well, now I've got to cut just as much weight as what I did before. I was like kind of defeated the point. But like no one, like people don't move around as quickly at 77, so it works out a little bit better because I'm slow as shit. Like I'll like blink and like someone's like past my guard at 66. But at least like 77, I go like I can blink and then catch up with what's happening.
Your 66 run was all submissions?
Yeah.
It was just an impressive run. I remember the guys you were beating were super tough too. Like
yeah.
And you, I think that was like Stoyle's coming out party too. That trials,
yeah.
And he was like a student training partner of
yours. Yeah, he was my main training, like in Sydney, he's my main training partner, and we were even going to warm up together for the finals. Yeah, like even though we're going against each other, because we're like, well, we might as well just warm up together. Like we trained the whole camp together, but then we realized we're like, oh, it actually might look like we're like rehearsing a match or something. I was like, okay, maybe we won't do that, but like. We would have like just warmed up together because we warmed up for like every other match together, like through the day.
I think when the people saw how hard he ripped on your leg, I think they know it was a real match, you know?
Yeah, I limped out of there. I was like, because came to Adelaide like the day afterwards to come train because like Craig was going to Adelaide, like
Joe was
yeah. And I was like, fuck, like I really wanted to train. I spent the whole week sitting on the sidelines just watching, just like trying to absorb it all.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what it's like with Joe in the room. And Craig, to be fair. It is absorbing, you know?
Yeah, because there's just like so much good stuff. Like, even if they'll just talk about like a position sort of vaguely, it's like you're just trying to pick up like all the different things that they're sort of like showing there. Because it just, like, there's been like pretty much, I can think of one move Craig's ever shown me that I'm like, that doesn't really work for me. But like everything else, like even if it's like just simple stuff, just plugs like right in. Same with like the stuff Joseph shows.
Yeah, he's got a really good ability. This is Craig I'm talking about. He's got a very good ability of like seeing something like a gap in your game and being like, hey, try this.
Yeah.
And it just seemed to like fit the piece. He's super underrated with his like perspective on the sport and his ability to see things in the sport, you know, because he's got this persona, but he's like so intelligent and just understands everything in the sport so well that I think he's one of the best guys at seeing things and just putting things into place.
Yeah, it's something I really appreciate actually with sort of his approach to when he's like, say like plugging something into your game is like less is more. He does a really good job of just like giving you like the minimum that you need on that thing instead of like just overloading, being like this. Like he just goes like, all right, do this, and you're like, all right, I'm just gonna do that. And then the idea is like you can like sort of add in little details around it, but he just gives you like the core idea, and that's enough.
Yeah, I remember you saying, because you haven't had the same experience with Craig that Jeremy and I have had, but I believe it was like a Christmas period. You trained with him once, and you said this a very similar thing.
Yeah, I got here, and I was lucky enough to get the tail end of it. I mean, I got here, and he was coaching mornings, so I was like, "Yo, I'm going to go to every morning class." And then, I did a couple of morning classes, and then the one day he sat and got me to drill like a sit out, like from someone who sprawls on you and then a sit out. And he sat there and got me to drill it for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And was just like, do this, do that, do this. And then like he was helping me out a bunch. And I was like, what the fuck? So that's fucking nice of this guy. And then obviously he like got super fucking famous, and then he's doing his thing now. But even at Christmas though, like he got me and Barbosa. He's like, do you guys want to train at Christmas Day? So me and Barbosa just went in and trained, and he just watched us train and was like, do this, do that, do this. And then he just left. So my interactions with Craig are like very far and few between. I don't think the guy fucking knows who I am, to be honest. But like, you know what I mean? Like he comes in and then like everything he's ever told me is gold. And like he obviously knows what he's talking about. I do think he's super underrated for like his coaching and like for how much he can fucking help. And it's weirdly enough, I remember like I work with like, shout out to Sean McKeechan from East Austin. He's a physiotherapist or PT, whatever the fuck they call it here. But he was like, man, like I was like, I'm having back problems, blah 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 blah. And he was like, oh yeah, like we did a couple tests. He's like, your hamstrings are super fucked. When I first got here, Craig knee barred me and he was like, that's not full extension. And I was like, okay, well, that's where I'm gonna tap. Like, don't pull it anymore. Like, it feels like it's gonna blow up. He went and got the camera footage, showed me. He's like, you need to work on your hip. He's like, you need to work on your hamstring mobility. This is gonna be a problem in the future. And I was like, you're a jiu-jitsu guy. I'm looking up, like, take it easy, buddy. Like, you know what I mean? I'll ask you about a heel hook, but then fast forward, this guy's like, oh, your hamstrings are fucked. And I was like,
next you're just taking like investing advice from him.
Yeah, like, do this, dude. Fuck
This
me.
could actually be the first podcast post Craig's death because no one's heard from him since Volk's win last night.
Holy shit.
So it was a big day for the Aussies. We're on top again, boys.
Bro, I'm surprised you guys aren't off the fucking wagon right now. Talk about a stressful. I was stressed.
If you look at my emojis in my phone, the Australian flag, a koala, and kangaroo are the top three right now. A lot of them were sent last night. We're back.
Bro. It's fucking crazy. Yeah, the whole time I was watching like the Volk fight, I was like, I could never corner someone who I actually know, because I don't know Volk at all. And the whole time I was like, fuck. First round, I was like, okay, cool. And then when he got dropped, I was like, fuck, it's a Chuck Liddell thing all over again. The body is willing, the mind isn't there. He's gonna get turned off. Fuck me. The whole time I was freaking the fuck out.
So many fights now. Like the boys back home stress me out. Crane Burke will be in the UFC. I think he's had 5 fights now, 4 amateur. I think he's had fight of the night every time. He is the most violent man I've ever seen step into a cage, and he just loves to scrap. And I remember he had this war up in Queensland. He's a young kid. I think he might be 21, 22 now. But yeah, he'll be a superstar. And he's had this wild scrap. He threw a 21 punch combo, got kneed, did a back roll, came back up, threw another 10 punch combo. Like, unbelievable. We'll have to try and put a clip of this in. But in between the second and the third round, final round, going into the final round, he's bleeding, blood everywhere. He's like, I'm willing to die for this. And I was like, I believe you. Like, he has the mentality of like he is going to win. It's unreal. Yeah, when he makes the UFC, we'll have him on the pod. You know, we've been there from the start.
Holy fuck!
Just getting in early on that.
Yeah, but watching your friends fight is the worst.
I was gonna say like, I couldn't imagine like how it is like cornering for MMA, because like for me, jiu-jitsu is bad enough cornering in terms of I feel like sick in my stomach if I've got to corner like one of you guys for a match. If I compete, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm like, okay, like if I lose, it's like whatever. Like I don't care that much. I don't feel nervous. But it's like if it's any of you guys, I'm like sick in my stomach, thinking like, fuck. Like if you guys win, I'm like, I'm not. It's not even like I'm like happy. I'm just like relieved. And then it's like you guys lose. It's like I'm like, fuck. It's just I couldn't imagine if it's like MMA where it's like, okay, a loss can actually like jiu-jitsu, you lose a match, it doesn't really change the trajectory of your career.
No.
But like MMA, it's like you could have a loss and it's like that could like completely change the direction of like how your life goes potentially.
Oh, for sure. And the consequences are just so much more dire.
Exactly.
The
violence.
Watching the boys get stitched up afterwards and just blood, and you know the feeling of losing in a jiu-jitsu match, and it's like at least after that you're not getting fucking stitched up, sweat and blood and shit just running. You're already emotional, and then you got to sit in a doctor's office for an hour waiting.
Yeah. Well, exactly as well. Like jiu-jitsu, you could lose a match, and like you might get hurt if you lose a match. MMA, you win a fight, you still get hurt.
Yeah.
And like serious brain damage, like you could come away with like still like broken bones and things like this, and you won.
Yeah. Like Volk's eyes are pretty fucked up.
Yeah, he got a brutal cut under his eye.
Both eyes. I think he got one cut, like the early cut on like his right eye, and then like later on when like the glove like scraped his eye.
Yeah. I was concerned when he sat on the stool and all you hear is, "My vision's coming back now," and I was like, "Please don't let the doctor hear that. Just keep going."
You're just going into like the next round is like Michael Bisping. Just like can't see like hooks coming.
Bro, how did that one girl pass them? I mean, she won, but that one fucking lady fighting, she fucking looking.
Oh, yeah, she could see all the peripherals. That's
Dude,
for sure.
Crazy, fucking nuts.
Come at it with like straight punches. You just can't see any of them coming.
Stand side on, you'll be fine. You know,
It was fucking nuts.
Like good jiu-jitsu in that fight as well. Like we saw some reverse close guard, like good back attacks into like arm bars.
yeah. Who was it that did a backstep into saddle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He needs Kieran Kachuk for that. He was trying to do what Kieran was trying to do, but like he was just a little bit off.
I thought you meant you needed Kieran as a striker coach. I love you, Kieran.
Oh fuck! The one punch ever thrown by Kieran at the wrong time. Fuck.
Hey, one punch, one knockdown. You know.
Fuck, man.
That was a 10-8 round immediately.
Kieran's on a winning record.
I guess, yeah.
This won't be a clip.
Yeah, no, that won't be.
And then that Paddy Pimblett Michael Chandler fight. I saw like some of it, and then I was like doing some Atomic Dojo work, and I look away because I'm like recording some stuff, and then I look back and I'm like watching like Chandler just getting pummeled after that first round because it looked like it was going well for him, and then suddenly it just completely flips on his head.
He fucking took him down. Like that takedown was sick. I mean, he dazed him with like the flying knee first, but like the takedown was sick, and then he just beat the living.
Right.
I didn't realize how big Patty is. I was like, Michael Chandler is going to be so much stronger and bigger than him. Not taller, but I just thought like the thickness of it. But like when they were in there, I was like, Jesus Christ, Patty's pretty fucking big.
I was surprised. From what I'd heard, he hadn't put the weight on in the same way that he had in the past.
Yeah. So maybe had like an easier time cutting weight.
Stayed in a better shape, a better size, you know?
It must be grueling to fucking get that out of shape to get back into shape. Like, how many times can you do that till you get annoyed of like, man, this sucks?
How many times can you do that until your body gives out? Like, it's not good for you to stack that weight back on and then try and lose it again, you know?
Yeah, true.
You see that clip of Paddy where like that little kid like asked him like, so how many times did you like hit it like during like camp? Like asking about like just like striking pads and stuff like that, and he's like, "Oh, I haven't like smashed me bird like the whole camp." And the kid's like, "Oh no, like."
Talk about hitting pads,
and he's like, "Oh, my bad. Yeah, hit pads if you."
What a funny fuck, dude. Speaking on that, fucking Atomic Dojo.
Oh, there you go. Never mind.
You're not smashing me, bird.
There you go. No, before you brought up Atomic, well, if you want to do that too. I mean,
No. I'm okay.
Atomic Dojo is a different fucking. But yeah, Atomic Dojo is something. How old is it now? When did you come out with?
It's been. I think I started towards the end of 2023 or mid 2023. So it's just going strong now, like going steady. It's good. Like it's something. I take like a lot of pride in like the work that I put into that, and I enjoy it. So that's always good too. I mean, the whole reason to do jiu-jitsu professionally is you don't want to do a real job and you want to do something you enjoy and make money from it.
Yeah. Did you have like did you hire like web developers or anything, or is it all you?
No. So it's just me. So I like I had like the Telegram group chat for like a long time, but one of the biggest issues I was having was like it was hard for people to go back and find like older content, like if I like reference videos or if they want to look stuff up themselves. So then like now I've got the website where everything's in like categories and everything like that. And yeah. The website was like pretty easy to put together because I just used like Squarespace for it.
It's super easy to use. Like that's one of the things that I was like shocked with. Like you've helped me out with Atomic Dojo a lot, and just how easy it is to find what I'm looking for is like incredible, especially in the jiu-jitsu world. Like the streaming services and stuff we have sometimes are hard to navigate.
Yeah,
you know, even the UFC. Like Fight Pass app can be nightmare to find what you're looking for. Yeah. But yours, I don't know.
Flow Grappling is the absolute fucking worst app and website I've ever used. The other day I typed in Mikey Musumeci in videos and it went, no. Well, I know you have videos of them, so why don't we fix this? Hey, Flo, if you're listening to this, fix a search bar. You know what I mean? Like, this can't be a problem. I can't be the only person who searches in the thing. And it's like, oh, we don't know who Kainan Duarche is. I'm like, well, You do, right? You got videos on.
No, that was my request, Matt. Matt's just taken down.
Declan's hacking in. Take this out. But no, like, yeah, there's so many little things, like all these apps that are just atrocious, I feel like. But yours is super easy to use. And everyone from back home, too, like, I mean, maybe they know what Telegram was, but you told me, like, oh, get Telegram. I was like, what is Telegram? Telegram is like this messaging thing where, like, so what I was like most, and what I am most impressed about is Jeremy puts us into like this app of like Telegram, which is like WhatsApp, but it's a massive like group message place. And I was like, man, there's no way he's replying to all these people. And if you keep your notifications on all day, people are asking like some great questions and then some questions that are very vast. And like there's just questions going all the time. And Jeremy's constantly responding and sending videos. And I'm like, where does this guy have the time? Like, I think I was on there for like 2 days. And I looked at Declan and I was like, is this the hardest working man in jiu-jitsu? Like, there's always a new clip on Instagram. There's always something new on the website. There's always like a response, and like you're always doing something. It's super impressive. Like everything like you get out of Atomic Dojo, like you 100% deserve. Like you're always grinding at it. It's crazy, bro.
Well, that was also like my thought as well behind sort of staying competitive in like the instructional market and stuff like that, is I'm like, I just need to offer like a fundamentally different and better product. Like we talk about like how amazing Craig is as a coach. Like you got people out there like John Danaher, things like that, like, you know, great instructionals that everyone loves. And I'm like, well, fuck, I can't compete with those guys. Like they're who they are. So instead I'm like, well, I'll just do what they aren't going to do, which is like create like a two-way sort of communication system. So people can just ask me what they want, and then I'll like either record a video or like send them the video that I've already got. And they can just ask questions about things and get reviews and stuff like that. Because the other thing as well, like if you're watching instructionals, you can only really sort of like look up like what you think you need to work on versus like if someone tells you, no, like you actually suck here instead. Well, maybe I don't say it like that, but...
Depends.
It does to me.
Yeah, I was gonna say, depends who you're talking to. If it's me or Declan, he'll be like, don't do that. Like, okay, cool.
But in seriousness, those like extra eyes are like probably for me has been what's most like progressed my jiu-jitsu, is like having you see the gaps and then discuss with me and communicate with me your thoughts, and then you've got such a knowledge of your own database too. Like you're like, oh, I filmed this video from here, try this, you know. Yeah, it's super impressive to me, like the dedication you have to just progressing everyone in that group.
Yeah, and like something I'd like to do long term, and I've sort of like had people I've spoken to about this, is like even like having gyms like affiliate with it and things like that. Because especially like if I can, because like all three of us, like we travel to get better at jiu-jitsu, but like that's not like a luxury that everyone has.
Yeah,
like it's expensive to do, it's time consuming. You got a family, like you can't just like leave your family behind and go and like train at like B team for 3 months.
If you want it bad enough.
Or if you want to get away enough, I guess.
Yeah.
Like
if you're mentally unsound enough.
yeah, exactly. So like instead it's like just trying to like deliver that to like other people and like give them like the coaching like that they wish they could have access to.
Yeah, I imagine, I don't know if this is true, but I imagine you get quite a lot of rural Australia signing up.
Yeah, like, and just like people like, well, more people are probably like international than in Australia at this stage. So, which is really cool. Like, I'm like happy with that. Like, I got people, like, you know, like in like Finland, like Denmark, like random parts of like Germany, like, there'll be some people like in like Singapore, Malaysia, like just like all over.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Sir.
Like all parts of the US, like just for people from like all over the place.
Yeah, I like how on it too. Like I was looking at a DVD the other day, like for BJJ fanatics, and like you were saying, like a lot of the times it's not like I understand the model behind like selling instructionals. That like I'm good at this, so I'm gonna sell. I want people to have their money's worth, so I'm gonna sell like 8 hours.
Yeah.
From this, and it's like a lot. I don't think a lot of people need a whole like. They need like an answer for like 1 or 2 things. Not everyone, but like most of the time when I'm looking up something, I'm like, okay, I'm having a problem here. I want an answer from here.
Yeah.
So then it's like, okay, well, buy $300 of a DVD for 8 hours to find the one answer. And then you have to go through the 8 hours, and it's like daunting. And you're like, I'm not going to fucking buy this because I'm not going to fucking look at it, and I'm not going to do this. But the good thing about Atomic Dojo is like, I think the longest video you sent me was 10 minutes and 4 moves from one position. So like it's not daunting, like especially for me, like I can't focus at all. Like I'm awful at focusing. And like you send me these videos and it's not daunting. I'm like, oh, I can watch this. I can do it, and it solves one answer for the problem I'm having.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, that's why as well, like on that, like I have like some videos in there where it's like, it's not even like I'm teaching the move. I'm like, this is like an overview of all the attacks you can do from this position. And it's like 5 minutes long, but it just shows you like, hey, here's all the attacks you can do from close guard, and like sort of like a little look at like what you're trying to do from there. Like, oh, I want to put these hands like either wide to the floor or across my body, something like this. And then these are the sort of attacks I'm going for off of it. And instead of having like an 8-hour instructional for you to get all of that, it's like, oh, cool. Like, okay, I've got an idea of what I want to do from this position, and then you can start working on it. And then I'll have like more specific videos, like, or people can ask like, hey, like, I'm trying to do the armbar that you showed from there. Can you show that a little bit more? And I was like, yeah, sure.
yeah, for sure. And you just fucking, I mean, it seems like you love coaching. Like, every time I go to the gym, you're like, look over to me, you're like, do you have any questions? And it's like, well, yes. We'll do this. Like this morning with like Vinny Barbosa and stuff. Like, it seems like you're in your element when you're like, oh, like, I like to do this, 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 and this. Like, it's pretty impressive.
The boys in the room, as soon as Jeremy got here, they couldn't ask him questions fast enough. I was like, hang on, boys.
Yeah.
It's our turn first.
Yeah. Well, I just like, that's like the part of jiu-jitsu that I like the most, is just like learning new techniques. Like, one of my favorite people to train with is Ariel Tabak. And like, we'll just like, he'll be like, what are you doing from here? And I'll be like, oh, I'm doing this. And then like, but like, what are you doing if they give you, like, I like just sort of that back and forth on techniques and being able to share stuff. Like today, Ben Hodge showed me some really cool stuff from leg drag. Like, we're like working through, and I was like, oh, like, yeah, we're doing like sort of this crab ride stuff. And I'm like, oh, what do you do from this position? Like, I love that dynamic, and like just getting to like learn from other people and also help other people.
Yeah.
You almost have like that think tank approach to jiu-jitsu instead of sort of like just like a top down.
I've always said that was the best part of B Team, was that almost like not the classes, but the end of a class where everyone's exchanging ideas. I think that's where most of the successes come from.
Yeah. This is something I've like always liked about coming to B Team, is like, you'll have like the instruction, but then I can like get up and I can just go and ask like all these different like high level people just different questions about stuff, and like they're always all like happy to like give an answer.
Yeah.
Like, even if I've like never spoken to them before.
Yeah, and like people don't get like I know like when you go to other gyms, like if you're like drilling something in a class that like wasn't like what the coach showed, they'll take it as like a slight, and it's like, how dare you not do what I showed? And you're like, okay, well, I'm not. It's not like that. Don't take it that way. I'm just having a problem here, so I'm doing this. But like, at least a B team is not like that. It's like, okay, like everyone gets it. It's like, oh yeah, you're having a problem there, then do this, like do that. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like they don't take it as like a disrespectful thing that you're working on something else, because everyone's games are so different. Like, it's hard to cover what everyone needs in a class. So yeah, it's nice to be able to have that.
Yeah, like I've never really cared like in my own classes if people want to drill something different, as long as like people are working on something. Like, as long as like they're not gonna like drill over like when I'm like showing technique, like just is that way they be quiet. They can at least like see what I'm showing, and then they can like decide like, oh, do I want to work on that or not? I don't care if they think like, okay, I don't want to work on that. That's fine. Just have a quick look at it, see what you think, then keep doing whatever the hell you wanted to do. If you got questions about anything else, that's fine as well.
I was the opposite. I came up in a bunch of traditional schools. I was like, they're not, if they're drilling something else, I'm like, nah, that's a slight, you know, how dare you? I had to unlearn that one.
Were you telling people to look away when they tied the belt?
No, never look away. I have told some people to look at the wall and think about what they've been doing, you know?
Holy
you know?
shit, bro.
I'd like to say that's mostly kids class, but a few adults too.
Fuck. I get it in some schools, because like, I mean, most of the demographic from most like jiu-jitsu schools is like, you're going to be like, most of your membership is going to be people not knowing what the fuck they're doing, like white and blue belts, right? I think that's most of your membership.
Yeah, for sure.
And then you'll have like a couple purple belts, a couple brown belts, some black belts. But like, so in that sense, it's like, yeah, if I have a guy who started last week and he's like, hey, I'm not going to listen to this triangle, I'm going to go and try to do barambolos. It's like, well, no. I mean, bro, like, you don't know what you're doing. Don't do that. But at the same, I don't know. Like, at the same time, like, yeah.
I've definitely said this with students where I'm like, they're like, oh, I'm working on this instead. And I'm like, you're a 3-stripe white belt. I know you're not good enough to know what you need to be working on right now. Like when I say like, oh, people can drill what they want, I mean like more like the like purple belt and up, like the more senior students where they've got like a bit more of a sense of like where they're going with it.
Yeah.
Like, and sometimes like, you know, I might be showing something in class and like a lower belt might want to work on something else. And I'm like, oh, for your level, actually, probably you should be like working on that. And that's totally fair. But, you know, like you don't know what you don't know. So there's like a bit of give and take.
Yeah, definitely have the self-awareness to know when it's appropriate to be drilling other stuff or not other stuff.
Well, I went through that recently. like drilling like with my partner Jesse, where I was like, oh, can you stand up and I'm gonna drill like or I'm gonna drill like this De La Riva sweep or something like this, and she like was like, shouldn't you be doing like we're doing in class like, and I was like, oh no, it'll be fine, and then she's like, do you know that? And I'm like, no. Just me being like autistic and just going like, I want to drill my thing.
Yeah, for sure. One thing that does drive me up the wall still.
I feel like this is about me.
No,
the way you're looking at me.
No, people that don't come on time.
Oh,
to a class. I'm teaching to a class. I'm not teaching. I don't care. I don't understand how you can rock up 40 minutes late to anything. It drives me up the wall.
See, this is where like there was one gym I was coaching at, and it was like coaching like a class of like 40 people. It's like a bunch of 20-year-olds. I get it if like the guy who's got a full-time job, or he's got like the someone who's got like 3 kids, they turn up to class late. I'm like, that's fine. I know you got shit going on. But it was like the guys who are like trying to like pursue full-time jiu-jitsu. I know you don't have a job or anything going on this morning. First of all, it's a midday class. Like, the fuck are you doing showing up 40 minutes late? And it's like, oh, I had a late night. I was like, yeah, but like, fucking go to bed. Turn up to training on time. And I'm like, I started like having a rule where I'm like, if you turn up late to class, because and this was to those guys, I know you have nothing going on. If you turn up late to class, I'm not going to answer any of your questions.
I stole this rule from Jeremy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Really?
remember when I went and came and trained with you, and you told me this, I was like, stealing it.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
That is a good rule. I mean, I think it's like, if you have like, there's no problem with having like big fucking goals. But the only time it's annoying is when you talk about all these big goals and your actions don't match your big goals.
Yes. Like, exactly.
And the second your actions don't match your goals and you're just talking and you're not doing fuck all, get fucked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, more politely than that problem. Wow. I don't know. I don't have a lot of fucking patience, but like, we talked about it last time. Like, how many of the guys at B team fucking taping, doing mobility,
Just dicking about.
Oh, competing in a month. Like, oh yeah, what's hurt? Why all the tape? And like, I'm like, dude, you've been on a foam roller for 2 years.
It's hard to be hurt when you're doing 1 round a week,
Crazy,
Yeah.
bro.
But it's like, if a guy's going to show up late, it's like, oh, I know you came from like working your scaffolding job all day long.
Yeah.
I'm like,
No worries.
like I might poke fun at him, but like, that's about it. I'm like, yeah, I get it. Like, that's fair enough. The other rule I have as well, is if guys show up late, and this is just in general, like whether or not some people got stuff going on, I just don't repeat the technique that I showed. Because otherwise, if like 10 people show up late, like at different times, I've then got to show the technique we're doing 10 times. I just go, I'll just ask like this person. And then at the same time, it also means that that person showing them the technique, they get to sort of like reinforce to themselves like what they've learned. So it kind of like works out. It's not just me being a dick.
It's a nice little teaching rep for people too.
Yeah.
Like there are definitely guys like at M16. I would use like a Tom Piro. I don't know if you're familiar with Tom, but he's one of our black belts, and he is really good at coaching, but doesn't want to take on like a full coaching role. He's got his own life,
Yeah.
So he's a guy where someone come in late, like you said, from like a full-time job or whatever they've been doing. I bet, Tom will help you out here, because then it's giving Tom those teaching reps and getting the technique across to the student as well.
Well, so this is actually something. Do you know Ben, who runs Elements in Canberra?
I know of him. We're not familiar.
So he was explaining to me, and he got this because I think his background's like sports science, something like this. And he was explaining to me like the sort of 3 components of learning is like see, do, say. So like most people sort of like will do the first 2 components where it's like, okay, they see coach like show the technique, they sort of like take that on board, and then they have the do component where like they're actually practicing it themselves. But then that 3rd component, say, is super critical as well for like that sort of long-term retention. Now, in the way most people sort of think about it is, or like think about that sort of 3rd component is like, say, taking notes or something like this. But you can also do it where it's like, yeah, you explain it to someone else. Like you always hear people say like, oh, when I teach this move, I feel like I know it better. I feel like that's sort of where that comes from. And shout out to one of my students in Sydney, Alex at Locals Maroubra. He actually told me what he does is he will actually talk out loud to himself when he's like walking or driving home to like sort of reinforce like what he learned. And I was like, oh, that's actually pretty smart, because like some people don't want to sit down and just write shit down in a notebook, and that's fair enough. But like if you say it out loud to yourself even, I'm like, okay, cool, that works.
I remember a student of mine, Tommy Hayes, he came in once with a book. I mean, like a full like school book I've written notes, diagrams, everything. And he's like, look what I did. And I was a young man at the time. I was like, why don't you just remember? Like, I always had a knack for being able to remember technique. Just the way my mind worked. So I was confused. I was like, why would you need to take notes?
Dude, I don't remember fuck all. I don't remember anything. Dude, you call me out for it because we spend so much fucking time together now. You'll be showing me something and then you'll be like, I'm like, oh yeah. And like mid showing me something, he's showing me on me. I'm the uke, I'm the student. It's only me and him. And then he'll see and I won't even notice and I'll be looking in the corner dazed off and he'll be like, hey, pay attention. I'm like, oh yeah, what's up? And he's like pulling on my ankle, showing me the question I asked. I don't know.
He's like the dog from Up, dude.
It's fucking crazy, dude. I didn't think I had anything until you and Emily were like, I think you're just ADD as fuck. And I'm like, nah, I'm fine. And then I started like taking note of how little I can pay attention to things. I'm like, man, this is a fucking struggle. But like, I don't know. I do that, but like the second I hit something, I got it. I think that's everybody. But like, I just need to hit it live one time and then I can do it. But at the same time, like the one thing about B team is like, unless like you're you guys, like I'm not coaching ever. You know what I mean? Which makes sense. Like who's going to come up and ask me a question when we got you guys, we got all the main guys.
I disagree with
But then I go home.
Yeah,
But then I go home and then people are asking me questions and I'm like, oh fuck, how do I coach? Like, oh shit. Like, oh fuck. And then I like have to like, and then you said it to me today. You're like, quit doing that. Cause I said something to Vince and you're like, cause I was like, but what the fuck do I know? You know what I mean? And I say that and he was like, no, like, and I was like, well,
yeah.
like coaching reps are important. And I like don't have many of them right now.
I love Lucas Cannard. He shows amazing jiu-jitsu. But the problem is, and I told him this, is he'll get to the end of his explanation and then like he'll just go, oh, do whatever you want. Like, I don't really know what I'm doing. It's like, bro, you're like
one of the best guys I've ever trained with.
You're like, you fucking beat the brakes off me when we were training with the same move over and over again. Like, you know what you're doing. I'm like, I came here to learn from you and see how the hell you're fucking me up. I'm like, please don't do this to yourself.
I think you need to look a little bit more positively because the amount of pros I see ask you questions is like crazy, So
I don't even realize that.
Yeah. Well, an example is you and Kento going through some stuff the other day.
Oh.
So like,
Yeah.
I think you just need to look more positively.
For sure. But that almost gave me like, yeah, Kent is my fucking boy. I love Kent. I do a lot of rounds with him. And he asked me a question. I almost had a fucking panic attack. I was like, I don't know, dude. You're better than me. He's like, can you just show me what you did? I was like, I think I did this.
But you do that.
And then I ran over to Jeremy and was like, hey, does this make sense? Or did I tell him bullshit? And he was like, yeah, if it worked, it worked. I mean, the guy like has been in ADCs like
undefeated trials runs 3 times now.
Yeah, it's true.
3 in a row.
Yeah.
I mean, if you got footlog questions, I might be able to fucking.
I don't think I've ever seen Kenta lose at trials.
He never has.
That's crazy.
Never dropped a match.
I remember like Japan. He's running Japan. I was on the other side of the bracket to him. I lost to this Kazakh guy, Naraman, and then he just beat the brakes off him in the finals.
Yeah, I remember his match with Mikhail. That's when I noticed who he was because Mikhail was on fire at that point.
Yeah,
he's having a great trials run, and then I was like, he's got this Japanese guy, and then it got heel hooked, and I was like, who the fuck is this?
Bro, people forget that Kenta's first ADCC was guard and leg locks.
Berimbolas and leg locks.
Yeah, a guy came up to me at the gym and he's like, Kenta leg locked me like 4 times. I was like, yeah, of course he did. Yeah. He was in the hardest division to leg lock everyone and leg locked everyone. Yeah.
I'm going to call Kenta out for a second and make fun of him a little bit. I remember, and this is going to be rich coming from me. I remember seeing back then Kenta's Twitter account and he had a tweet that said, "At night I dream of Danaher." And I was like, this fucking nerd.
Kenta gets a lot of airtime on this show.
Yeah, dude. We might just change our logo to Kenta with a monster, dude. I don't fucking know.
Smiling.
He went from like guard player nerd to just fucking wrestling Giga Chad.
Yeah. Yeah. He's been yeah, he's been training a lot with the universities out in Tokyo, specifically for wrestling. So, and apparently it's like a 2-hour commute there and back, and it's putting it in for wrestling at the moment.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's paying off for him.
Yeah.
He's also built like a fucking tree stump, so like it's tough to fucking run him over. Like it's fucking good for wrestling.
The muscle hamster.
Yeah, when I saw him the other day, he's like, "Oh, like what are you weighing?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm like 82 at the moment. Like I'm a little bit lighter." He goes, "I'm 82 as well." I'm like, "No chance you are. Like you look like you're twice the size of me, bro."
Dense.
Yeah.
He's so strong.
Yeah,
He's a fucking
his
man.
positioning's so good.
Yeah, I'm still 20 kilos heavier than you, Kenta. Why are you so hard to hold down?
Fuck. And now he's just Beyblading over every guard.
Yeah, thanks, Austin. You started that, I think.
Yeah, because he came in and he was like, I haven't been, he's like, what the hell did he say to me? He's like, well, okay, actually what he said is he came up, he's like, I'm excited to try to pass. And I was like, oh yeah, why? And he's like, we don't have many big white guys with the pecs and frames of you back home. And I was like, all right. And he's like, so let's see. So we did a couple rounds and he was like, your guard's good. He's like, your guard's like better. And I was like, thank you. And we did another round. And then I think he just got frustrated and he was like, fuck it. And he just collar tied the shit out of me, front flip. And he passed. And then took my back, caught me. 20 seconds left in the round. You just see a light bulb go, and he was like, fuck it. And that video I posted, that was all in 15 seconds. Last 15 seconds of the round was like, ding, 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 ding. Almost gets triangled. He's just jumping around, and then he just crawls over to me after. He's like, 4 times, 15 seconds. I think I'm onto something. And I was like, yeah, my neck feels like shit, but thanks, buddy. Like, just supporting 180 pounds in the air while you're jumping. Now he's just running. Now he's just doing it to everybody. Fucking guy. Funny fucking guy, dude. Yeah, he's the man.
There's one trick to like pass any guard.
He tried explaining it to me and I was like, yeah. He's like, I hold your head, I jump. I was like, sick, bro. Like, good shit, but he's a fucking, yeah, Kent is a fucking man. He gets a lot of airtime here. He's only here for another.
He leaves tomorrow.
Oh, I thought he had a little bit more time still.
No, he changed his flight because I believe he's going to do those CJR trials.
Oh, okay.
So-
Because I thought he was thinking about maybe not doing it.
Yeah, I
Just
think he
because-
decided to do it.
Okay.
Ultimate dog, dude. 82 kilos, doing the 100 kilo trials.
Yeah, and the trials for the trials as well. So he's got 4 matches to get into the 5 matches all in one day, and Kenta will still be the least tired man by the end of it.
That is true. The guy's gas tank needs to be studied. Speaking of those trials, though, because it's Lachlan's team, you came up under Lachlan, right?
Yeah, I got my black belt from Lachlan. I actually, because of Mikhail was the reason why I started training at Absolute. We had like a match at like a Grappling Industries in Sydney. He, how did he beat me? I think he passed my guard maybe. I can't remember. It was something like this. This was, I was a purple belt. And he was like, yeah, you should just come down to Melbourne and train. And so I like just stayed on his couch like for a week and trained. And this was, training with Lachlan, training with Craig. This was like before Craig had his first EBI appearance. So people, whenever I like tell people this story, they're like, oh yeah, when he went against Gordon in the finals. I was like, no, he had one before that where he was
The Darrow one.
Yeah, he had like shaved his head and looked like an alien.
He heel hooked everyone in that, right?
He armbarred Dara and Eddie called stop, and then he heel hooked him. Then he heel hooked
X.
No. So see, that's what I mean.
That's
That's
the one that gets confused with.
everyone thinks it's that one, but there's one where he has like a shaved head and just looks like an alien.
Yeah, his first. I'm trying to think who he beat in the Nathan Orchard.
So he heel hooked Nathan Orchard, and then he lost to Wagner.
Yes, in overtime.
Yeah, and I always remember that as well because there was this weird sort of like, it's popular now, the Cade Rotula sort of arm triangle from the back, and like I remember Craig was doing that to me a lot, like in the positional training we did. Is just like the arm triangle from the back, and then when people like widen their elbow, you throw it at the strangle. But yeah, like so it was like that trip, and I was like, fuck, I need to move here.
Yeah.
And my coach in Newcastle at the time, Luke Beston, was just like, yeah, if you want to do full-time jiu-jitsu, he's like, absolutely go there. Like he was super chill about it.
That room, like looking back at that absolute room,
Yeah.
now is crazy. You were there,
Ben
Giles, Ben, Craig,
Slivia.
Lockie, Liv, Kit was in and out still.
Yeah.
Who am I missing? Like,
There's so many good people.
I was gonna say, like, even guys that maybe didn't make ADCC or whatever,
Yeah.
like killers in the room still.
I mean, we've even got like Tim Travail. It's like he would train like twice a week, come in and like beat the brakes off some of us. And he's like, all right, peace, I'm out.
also one of the best physios for jiu-jitsu.
Oh yeah.
The best one I've ever come across. Like, obviously Sean's here, but like back home, I would put them on a very similar level. He's the man. He helped a lot of guys with their ACL recoveries back home. Jamie Irison, he was back training fast, you know.
We were going back like talking about the David Stoyle match, like from trial. We were talking about that earlier. Tim helped me heaps with recovering my knee after that.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah. What's his Instagram, just in case anyone has an injury and wants to look him up?
Black belt rehab.
Black belt rehab.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So like super amazing. Heaps of really good like informative content as well. And something really interesting with Tim, he stays pretty up to date on like latest research. Like there's not a whole lot of jiu-jitsu specific sort of physio research, but there's like starting to be some like more recent stuff coming out of Brazil. And one of the things like injury wise that's unique to jiu-jitsu is like pretty disproportionate number of LCL injuries. Like most sports, the most common knee injury is ACL, but jiu-jitsu for some reason it's like LCL is actually the most common one. And I remember he was just like explaining all this to me and like then talking about like some like related rehab to that sort of thing. So he's just amazing.
Yeah. Just a cool dude to want to hang out.
Yeah.
That's the best part, is like when they're actually able to talk,
Look you in the eye and have a conversation.
That's
very rare in this sport.
Yeah.
crazy.
Well, that's actually one of the fun things like training at Absolute as well, is like just cool people to hang out with.
Yeah.
Like I feel like, okay, like training can be really cool, like a certain gym, but like if the people there suck to be around, it's like, like the way I think about it is, like, you know, you've had like a hard 2 weeks of training. It's a Friday. It's like the end of the week, for example. And you're like, I'm pretty fucking sore. If everyone's like a cunt to train with, you're like, maybe I'll miss today and I'll recover. But it's like, if you're like, I know I'm going to turn up and have a good time with the people I'm training with, it's like, maybe I'll, you know, push myself a little bit and like make the effort to go.
Yeah.
Just makes it a little bit easier to push yourself.
Yeah, for sure. I've definitely showed up at some gyms and my personality of just like, I talk a lot. Just like talking shit is not appreciated. And I'm like, well, probably not going to be here much longer. You know what I mean? Like if I'm having a bad day, I can't come in and make fun of somebody. Like I'm not fucking going. You know what I mean? So
if I could be completely broken and I would still show up to training just to roast Joseph.
fucking Joe.
Like I would make the effort.
Yeah, I think that's what I mean, like what Vince Barbosa and they've done at East is super impressive for like how little they've been open. Like obviously like we all like train at B team, and B team has like the world class guys. Like I don't think there's that much of an argument if like you're trying to like, if that's like your thing, like you just go to B team and you're with all the best guys in the world. But for the people who are also just like training and stuff, like the vibe of like Vince's gym and like what they've done, like it's fun to go there. It's a good time. Like it's just a sick gym, and like it's really impressive like what they've made in like such a short amount of time. And with like having Sean there too, like
the whole facility is crazy. Like
it's nuts.
Sean, like you said, you got a physio, a full weights gym,
and you can trust a physiotherapist who's fucking jacked.
Yeah.
Sean's jacked when he's like, "Oh yeah, you should do these exercises." I'm like, "Yeah, okay." I mean, makes sense. It worked for you, obviously. If the guy's built like a fucking bag of milk and he's telling me to do something, like, when's the last time you did something? You know what I mean?
Austin made the mistake of uploading a shirtless photo with Sean.
Yeah, and also getting my wife to take it.
Yeah.
Fuck. Bro, I gotta fuck.
Comments were brutal.
Yeah, but like, okay, so the place that I'm in. Also, if you guys are looking for physio in Austin, Sean McEachern, but I think his Instagram's like Sean SEAN_MCCEA. Or just go to East Austin Jiu-Jitsu and you can go through there. But me and Sean have been lifting. He's been doing a bunch of programming for me. And I was like, oh yeah, let's take a picture. And we're shirtless. And he also used to do bodybuilding. So the guy knows how to pose. I don't know how to fucking pose. I don't know how to do any of this. So he fucking poses next to me. And it just looks like some dad coming off the finance fucking boardroom, me, and Mr. Olympia beside me. And everyone in the thing is like, why would you do this? Like, why'd you post it? I'm like, okay, well, do you know how much more bitch it looks if I look at it and go, thanks for the photo, go fuck your hat. Like, I'm not going to post it. Like, you have to post it.
Yeah, but only you and him know, you know? So
I'm not losing that battle. I'm not going to post it. Just like today, I had a decision to make. Today we were rolling, and Pizzuto was like, what do you want to do, stud? And I'm like, whatever you want, bro. We start rolling. My wife comes upstairs to watch. You know what I mean? You have two options there. You're like, I'm tired. Let's cut it out.
this is Vince Pizzuto.
This is Pizzuto.
The real trials winner of over 99, the US.
Yeah.
6'6", 265,
Yeah.
handsome.
Yeah.
You know,
Handsome Viking.
just a monster of a human being.
I always say, like, you know, like those pictures of like the before and then like after of meth. Like, this is what 6 months of meth will do to you. He's the before and I'm the after. It's like, look how beautiful this man was. Look what fentanyl did to him. Then it's me. Just the shitty fucking hair, tattoos, fucking way smaller. But yeah, Emily comes upstairs and I immediately look over and yeah, a weaker man would have been like, oh, I'm tired, dude. But you know what I mean? You just have to play the cards you're given. I looked over to him and I was like, this is going to be a tough one for your boy. It's all good.
Also,
it's okay.
Vince looking like that and then playing with a ladybug for 5 minutes in the pool yesterday, just shirtless, glistening, and just looking at a ladybug is like unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like, how dare you?
That cowboy that's just checking him.
Oh!
Oh my god, that was funny as fuck. I mean, yeah, dude. We were all the boys came over to fucking hop in the pool yesterday, and Austin's a pretty progressive place. If you guys catch what I'm saying, you know what I mean. People fuck whatever they want here. You know what I mean. They're doing whatever. All the boys are there, and Pizzuto goes up to JB, and he's grabbing his like ankle, trying to fuck with him. And he looks over, and there's this guy at the pool with a cowboy hat on, just staring at him like, one of us? Which I guess, which would probably be their fucking dream, you know what I mean? And Pizzuto just immediately lets go of JB, looks at me, he's like, that got real quick. And I was like, yeah.
He went shoulders under in the pool for a minute there. Just
It's like, hey guys, I want to do a bit of jiu-jitsu in the pool too.
Yeah, fuck, dude.
Oh, going back to photos, you got to be secure in your relationship if you want to let your girlfriend take a photo with shirtless Nick Mattia.
yeah.
That is a secure man.
Yeah. His dick must look like that fucking water bottle, dude. That was fucking crazy, bro. Fucking nuts.
Jesse ever was like, oh yeah, I want to get a photo with shirtless Nick Mattia. I'd be like, absolutely not.
I probably would. I'd be like, just have a conversation with him after. Just... And then I'd fucking solidify, you know what I mean? Like, it can look like a Ferrari, but if it doesn't start, what do you want to do? Just kidding. Nick Mattia is the fucking boy. Beats the shit out of me. I have to get some win when he's not here. You know what I mean? Fuck. I feel like I have to edit a lot of this. I don't know why I'm so amped up today. Fuck me.
This is
No, it's good.
stuff.
I did like a warm-up round with him yesterday, and like it's like a 15-minute warm-up round, and I was just like, oh, thank fuck.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm not doing a normal round with him because I would die.
Those warm-up rounds are not warm-up rounds. That's fake.
What? I mean, you come grab me for the warm. They feel pretty warm up for you, big dog. You know what I mean? Not for me.
I'm definitely sweating.
I mean, you're always sweating. You're fucking sweating in here.
Yeah, I've been checking the camera and making sure.
Yeah. I feel like your warm up. It feels like you're getting warm. I'm fighting for my life. Fucking don't know what to do. I'm half injured after. Everyone's like, "How's the warm up round?" I'm like, you go warm up with them. Tell me how you fucking feel, dude.
I'm gentle. I don't like this thing going around that I'm hurting people, you know?
You're not.
Just emotionally.
Proud. I know Jeremy looked at me yesterday. He's like, "What's wrong?" I was like, There's nothing to do against that guy." I was like, he just grabs me, pass.
Bro, I did the high heart rate 15-minute round with him. For medium heart, whatever, normal round.
It's always high.
Yeah.
The heart rate's always high.
Yeah, dude. And you just passed me over and over. And I just kind of got sick of it.
It's fucking retarded. It's ridiculous, dude.
Like,
Passing.
yeah. I've got like happy at a certain point because I managed to hold you like in half guard for about 20 seconds. And I was like, this is the moral victory I needed.
I just run to the wall so we can reset, or I can use the wall.
Yeah, you're a cheater.
I mean, you're a cheater. You know what I mean? We're not have to go over it on this. But let's get a before and after inserted now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we were looking at your smooth comp photo the other day.
Oh, yeah, I haven't changed it. It was when I was like 17 or 18. Just a child, like, shaved head. Looked like an absolute hoodlum.
You do look like a fucking hoodlum. I didn't know Smooth Comp had wins and you have like big wins on there, dude.
Yeah, I got some good ones on there.
Yeah, it was. We were looking at it. It's something like you've got 70 wins, 9 of them are like walkover, but then it's like 54 submissions.
Yeah, your submission was.
So it's like out of 60 matches, you've had like 6 matches that didn't go to you didn't finish them.
Yeah. A lot of those are grappling industries in Adelaide. You know, we'll take them.
Fuck it.
What are you trying to say?
Grappling industries in Adelaide is a fantastic competition for guys coming up, and for me, it's a tournament I would use a lot to like get reps, you know. And I think those are the best tournaments for guys to get reps. Like, especially if you're like a good guy, you can come across some other good matches, but you also get some guys, especially in the absolute, because people just enter, you know, and it's absolute, all belts, all experience. So you get guys that are just there to experience it, you know, definitely not pursuing professional grappling.
It actually is like the best comp to do in Australia. Like you just want to get like matches, especially for Nogi. If you're like, yeah, like, oh, now they've got it like by belt level. I liked it when they kept like the advanced division where it was like purple and black.
Oh, they have changed that?
Yeah, they changed it to like by belt level. But even still, like getting like a round robin format, you just get like guaranteed certain number of matches. I like the rule set. I think the rule set's good. Like no advantages. Like there's way more open on the submissions.
I remember I think it might have been the first grappling industries in Sydney, first or second. I had like 21 matches in a day.
Yeah.
And I was just cooked. Like it was crazy. And I was having matches with like Levi and like awesome guys that came.
I think I might have been there for that.
Really?
Was that the one where Levi was a blue belt?
Yeah.
Went to the finals in the absolute?
Yeah.
The Nogi?
Yes.
Yeah. So I was there that day.
Yeah. That was a crazy tournament.
Yeah.
We have something similar back. Well, it's not grappling industries, but fucking this is gonna be some inside baseball for Alberta. But like, we have a thing called submission ace, which people back home are gonna be like, holy shit, he's shouting out fucking submission ace. Submission ace was like this tournament that was round robin format that comes and goes every now and then. But when they're on, it was great for like white and blue belts because it's the same thing. Like the whole thing was, if you sign up, we will get you 4 matches. Like if you lose all 4, whatever, but you will have 4 matches, and then whoever has the most subs, they go in the finals, and then you just do that.
Yes, I think that's good.
And then you can do the absolute too. So
Especially
when I was a white belt and stuff and blue belt, you just do that, and you're just like gaining a bunch of matches.
Especially if you've like never competed before, like that's amazing. Because like it sucks if you're like never competed before, you're nervous as shit.
The first match is awful.
Yeah, you have one bad first match, and then it's like, oh yeah, that's $200 and you're done for the day.
Yeah.
And it's like, what? I learned nothing. But it's like you get like round robin. It's like sure, like you have a couple of matches, you're still super nervous, but it's like you still get to go on. You get a bit more experience.
You're loosening up through the day as well. You know, you're not like that. The first match was always the worst. Just super anxious, just tight. Everything hurts afterwards. You know.
Yeah. We did it. Fuck, I remember my first fucking tournament. I have a different obviously a different avenue of or different paths than you guys. Like I started so fucking late. I was like a fucking grown up when I started doing it. I was 25, and I remember I started doing it. And I was like, this is literally going to be a hobby. You're not going to take it serious. Fuck off. You're just going to work trades. You're going to, drink some beer, and you're going to grow up, grow old, do whatever. And then, one thing leads to another, and then you start like competing, and now like fuck me, I like don't party, I don't drink, I don't do anything. I moved to Austin, and now I take it fucking fully fucking serious. So the first time I competed, I was 25, but I had boxing matches. So going in, I was like, well, I'm not gonna get knocked out, so I probably won't be nervous, but I cared about it so much, I was still fucking nervous. You know what I mean? I was still nervous, and I remember I went there with a guy who doesn't train, and another guy who did train, who was my buddy, and we're driving up. And he's like, I got Adderall. Do you want some Adderall? And I was like, yeah, fuck it. So I ripped 2 Adderalls. And then he's like, also, I have this like Alpha Brain from On It. So I was on like Adderall, Alpha Brain, fucking a couple monsters, hyped up.
Yes, is not coming back clean.
Sub Ace isn't fucking doing it. You know what I mean? I just went out there. Didn't know. I think I was in there for I trained for 8 weeks before I did like the first Sub Ace. Just fucking laser beam focus, dude. But it was just crazy, because you know what I mean? Like, you don't get to do, the kids' matches or whatever. Like, you're just kind of, trying to figure it out as an adult. It's just been it's fucking weird. It doesn't feel, time starts fucking ripping. Like, it doesn't feel like I've been here for 2 years. But yeah, it was just a funny first tournament as an adult, taking fucking Adderall and Alpha Brain. Go triangle 4 guys and fucking leave. That was about it.
It's just jumping out of your chest.
Dude, I couldn't sleep.
Yeah.
We went home after, and I was just like, I can't sleep. And he was like, yeah, you took Adderall. I was like, that's a little excessive.
What age did you start?
I was 16.
Okay, yeah.
What about you?
I was 13. So
Yeah.
I did a bunch of kids matches, you know?
Yeah, see, I think I had one competition I did teens matches. I think it was 16, 17 combined or something like this. When I was I think my first comp was I was a 4-strap white belt. And I remember my first match was just I just held close guard for 5 minutes.
I did the exact same thing. You're trying to cross choke, but never gonna finish it, just on the eyeballs, you know?
I think I won that match by 1 advantage from a really shitty armbar attempt from close guard, and then I didn't have it, and I put him back in close guard. When I look back on it, no chance I would have ever finished that armbar. And then like going into the nogi, being like, I had my first nogi match. I like actually did some jiu-jitsu, got to the guy's back. I was so gassed. I had like a full rear strangle completely locked in, and my arms were too tired to try and squeeze. And so like I'm like my arms are there, and it's like just absolutely nothing in it. I eventually like win that one on points, and then I got arm triangle like straight out the gate in my second match. And I'd never seen an arm triangle before. And the guy's like, "Oh," I was like, "What do you do?" And he's like, "Oh, like yeah, it's like this move. It's kind of my move." And I was like, "Okay, cool." Completely forgot about it, and like didn't do the arm triangle again for like years.
That's so funny. Yeah, I lost a bunch of times before I ever won. I like lost a bunch of matches.
Same.
Yeah, and then when I won my first match, I was like, "Oh my god, this is what it feels like."
Yeah. I was the same. I had that competition. I was like, oh, like, okay, this isn't too bad. Like, I gassed out heaps and it's really hard. And then I think I lost like pretty much every match I had after that up until like late blue belt, early purple belt, and then like started doing well again.
Yeah, even then, I've had times where I just drop like a couple matches in a row, and I'm like, "Do I something there?" Yeah. Like, who'd I lose to? I lost to Kynan, then Penna, then Nico and Abdulayev, back to back, and I was like, I am on an absolute skid here, you know. But then I went on and I fought Igor Schneider at the Austin Open, who's like a world champion and like multiple time world medalist, and I beat him. And it's like, sometimes you just have a bad run, and I think like people dwell on it, and I was dwelling on it too. I was like, man, I've just fallen off. But sometimes you just need to like bring yourself back to some positivity, I think.
Yeah. It was kind of like what we were talking about yesterday. We're like, I forget who the fuck was quoting it, but like, you have to have the memory of like a goldfish.
Was it when I was talking about like Roger Federer?
Yeah.
Yeah, how he's just like, I saw something from Roger Federer. I think he was just giving a speech at like a university or something. He's just talking about like, you know, in tennis, like even like some of the best players, they will like, out of all the scores that they'll have in a match, it's like they might like score 54% of the shots, while like they're still getting like, 46% of the shots like scored against them. So it's like, you're going to get scored on, you're going to lose sometimes.
Yeah.
But like, you just got to forget about it immediately and just like focus on like the next thing instead of worrying about like what just happened.
Yeah. It's super good advice, you know?
Yeah. There's like, I remember watching, I forget who, I think it was Tom Brady. But I remember there was like a reporter and like, some reporters seem like dickheads, but there's a reporter and they were trying to like kind of be like facetious like about it. They were like, do you remember that throw at this time in the fourth quarter, this many minutes on the clock, drop back here and you threw it? Do you remember what happened? And he was like, I don't know, man. I played a lot of games. So like, it's a Super Bowl. Don't you remember everything? And he was like, I don't know. Like, what are you talking about? And he's like, well, you threw an interception and they ran it back and you lost that Super Bowl. And Tom Brady's like, yeah, I don't remember that. I remember the other 6 I won, though. I definitely remember those. And I also remember, and he, like, names out 4 plays, and he's like, those are good memories. Do you have any other questions? And I was like, hell yeah, bro. Like, don't remember the bad ones. Just go on from the good ones. Like, fucking.
It's crazy because you'll have, like, people like that, like Tom Brady, like, amazing, like, quarterback. And then you'll have, like, in chess, like, Magnus Carlsen. And he can remember every single move of every single chess game he's ever played going back to when he was 3 years old. Like they'll do a test on him where they will show him like a chessboard and they'll be like, oh, like what was this? And he's like, oh, it was this game this year. Like,
was Magnus the one with the controversy?
The cheating one? No. Sorry, he was involved in it. He's the one who accused
the other guy. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know about this?
Yeah, I'm avid on the fucking chess scene.
No.
But I thought you might be avid in the butt plug scene, you know?
What?
The guy got accused of like having a vibrating butt plug in his butt to tell him what moves to do against Magnus.
Apparently it wasn't quite like that. Apparently it was like he was accused of cheating and they didn't know like or Magnus sort of like accused him of cheating and didn't know how. And I think it was like a Redditor like speculated like, no, you can have like a vibrating butt plug that someone's like.
I think that Redditor's in on it personally. I think he's got the nail on the head.
This is insane.
Well, there might be.
How bad do you want to win chess, brother?
I guess. Fuck, that's fucking insane. I imagine this Magnus guy, you said he remembers everything.
Yeah.
I would love to go for a coffee with him and watch him be so enamored with me. Be like, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude? Like, oh, you can't remember fucking anything, kid? Like, holy shit, that's fucking crazy. The butt plug thing, I mean, I don't know. That's
maybe he's just having a good time. You know,
Is
maybe
your one linked to your phone?
Fucking see what you did, though. I fucking see it. Yeah, I'm gonna start doing that for fucking jiu-jitsu, dude. You're just gonna feel me vibrating under you. Like, what the fuck?
I don't want that whole sentence made me uncomfortable.
Fuck it. Fuck me.
I don't even know where you go from vibrating.
From here,
Yeah.
It's a tough one. I mean, we'll find a way.
So, what matches are coming up on WNO?
Who do you guys think's most likely to have a butt plug at fucking WNO? How about that?
Ooh.
Oh,
That's not.
no. This is a great
No,
question.
I have an answer. You go first.
No.
I'm just thinking of the matches.
Let's not name people we don't know because we're gonna have to fucking cut this. We can't do it.
I have a very specific answer on who I think is most likely to.
I'm trying to think of the matches. Can't pick a woman. That would be weird.
We can't.
You can. No, it's okay, bro. You can go for it.
Please no.
I'm gonna go Colin because then we could talk about this at the gym. And I'm sorry, Colin.
Just catching strays.
It's most likely person. Owen Jones for sure.
Oh,
Owen Jones
really?
for sure. Come on, he's an adventurous guy.
Okay, we'll go on that route.
I-
Go on, Austin. Make your pick.
We could like sponsor him like a white monster butt plug.
We just got stickers. We could just buy a butt plug and put the sticker on there. What do you think?
Yeah.
Fucking Christ, bro.
I'm sorry about this conversation, Mum.
Yeah, I just thought about Sean listening to this. The text I'm getting, I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
The worst is like Jessie told me, she's like, I can't wait to listen to the episode. I'm so sorry, baby.
Oh,
I promise I'm not like normally this.
Shall we actually talk about who's number one?
We probably should.
probably should.
So Owen against Julian Espinoza.
I think, yeah, that's such a good match. I think Owen's going to show a lot of this new stuff that we've seen that the world hasn't seen yet. Julian, very talented, but
Did he just get silver at Nogi Worlds?
yes,
Yeah.
excuse me,
And super close. Who won his division? Who was it? Was it
Cole.
Cole Bate, yeah.
Yeah. So Julian had quite a decent showing at Polaris too.
Yeah.
But I think just seeing that and seeing Owen, I think this is going to be a great opportunity for Owen to showcase.
Yeah.
Make a really big statement and start working back up to hopefully that Pato rematch for the title.
Yeah, like that would be like a sick rematch for Owen to get. But I think there's like, his match against Julian, it's just going to be like high energy.
Yeah.
Because both of them got a super high energy style, like just want to move and scrap.
Yeah.
yeah, and he thrives with people who are willing to, like, scrap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, actually do jiu-jitsu, not just stall out. So it's going to be pretty fucking sick.
That's why like that Gabriel Souza match is like a great example of that. Because Souza scraps as well. Like he goes for it.
Yeah.
And like you see like Owen just thrive in some of these scrambles. Who else have we got competing? Obviously Nikki and Kynan. But...
Nikki and let's build to that. We got young Taylor.
Yeah.
Taylor's she's got a match on the prelims.
Who's she going against?
The new wave lady. What's her name? Oh god, I'm not good at this.
Doesn't matter. She's
Anyway,
gonna win.
she's good.
Like
Yeah, Taylor's sick.
The girl's got a very good close guard, very dangerous fundamentals, but Taylor.
Oh, is it Trinity Pump?
Trinity Punt.
That's it.
Thank you. Yeah, super tough, but Taylor's just so athletic and so studious.
Yeah.
She literally just fought at 125 this weekend on finishes and retained her title. So congratulations. She's at every class. It's impressive to watch. Like a girl that young, to show such dedication, such progress, and she's in school and doing college classes. So
It's actually really cool anytime you see like someone like young that's actually able to be like that studious and dedicated. Because like when you're like that age, it's like you can't be bothered to commit to anything. And like sort of like knuckle down.
yeah,
She acts pretty professional.
Yeah.
It's pretty impressive. Also, shout out to another kid, J-Ro.
yeah, Jaro's killing it.
He just won another ADCC Open in Oklahoma. I think he subbed everybody.
And Enigma the week before.
And
He just got
Enigma.
beaten. And at Enigma, he fought a purple belt adult.
Oh, really?
He's 15, I believe.
Yeah, he's
April
15.
turning 16.
Awesome.
But yeah, just like
So shout out to J-Ro, dude. He's the man.
And then we'll go Wojcik's up against. I don't know who his opponent is.
Escobar. He's actually a really good guy. He trains at he's the head coach of Paragon. He's super nice. He's been a B team a couple times.
Yeah.
But
he's saying a good guy and nice leads me to believe you've picked Wojcik for this one.
Wojcik's my fucking boy. I met the guy one time, okay? He's a nice guy. I love it. He's very nice. I hang out with Wojcik every day, so obviously, I mean, Chris is like, Chris is getting fucked this year. You know what I mean? Like it's like I'm trying to be nice about it, but like Chris is like done such like Chris is like one of those guys who's done like everything right. He competed so much last year. He like moved to a big team. He studies. He does everything right. All of his ducks are in a row. He killed it at EBI. He did all the trials, placed at all of them except for one that he did.
Yeah.
Right? He placed at every trial except for one that he did. Got the invite.
Linus took him out of the placement.
Linus took him out. We're not talking about Linus right now. We're talking about Woj. Just kidding. Shout out to our Linus did the redemption run.
Yeah, redeemed Nick Mattia and Austin.
And that guy beat Woj, dude, one time.
D1 All Germany.
D1 All Germany, bro. But no, Wojcik's done like everything right this year. Killer run, makes the ADCC foot sweat hanger, then taps him. No, did he tap?
No,
Negromonte?
he beat Negromonte on a decision.
Beat Negromonte on a decision, gets day 2, top 4.
Fights Jay in the semis. That was another decision.
Another decision.
No points.
I think he's done something since then, hasn't he?
He did PGF.
He did PGF.
PGF and became
Unbelievable run.
Yeah, amazing run.
killer. Yeah, he just lost to like
Aiken in overtime.
In the finals, right?
Yeah, he got second out of that. Like he's done everything right. And
it's not even like he's a boring guy or anything like that.
No.
Like, he's
No,
got
his
a good
matches are
soul.
sick.
Yeah, like his matches are exciting. People are interested in like what he has to show like off the mats as well. Like because he's got like the Grappler's Diary, like, and he's just got really good insights. Like, but
I think it's people are scared because he is so dangerous. He can beat anyone in that weight class for sure.
he's just got such a good kill shot.
Doesn't have the name that the top guys need you to have to fight him. Because who's number 1 champ right now at that weight class? I'm not saying Pedro's thinking this because Pedro's an animal and he's a very nice guy and he will fight anyone for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm saying for like who's number 1, they don't want their champion to go from Pedro, who I don't know how many followers he's got, but he's got this big following, especially in Texas. And then they go to Wojcik, who doesn't have that same following, but can like for sure beat anyone in that division. You know, he's so dangerous, but just not as famous as some of these guys. But he will be, you know, because you give him these opportunities to beat these guys, and he will. That's just going to raise his standing, you know.
And I'll let him talk about it more, but like the number of people they said declined him.
oh, I don't blame him.
Is absolutely insane.
I did a round with him yesterday before we went, and like I can't pass his guard, so I'm like, okay, I'll sit in on his legs. I grab his legs and he leg locks me twice, and I'm like, well, this sucks. I don't have anything. And actually, it was funny. We nearly had a match against each other at the end of last year without realizing it. So there was EBI coming up, and we were both reserves for EBI. I ended up not being able to do it because it was going to be too much weight for me to cut, and like I had a bunch of travel at the time. It was going to be hard for me to like cut that much weight and do both. And then they announced like Wojcik was in the main bracket because someone pulled out. I'm like, I messaged Chris and I'm like, oh, were you the other reserve? And he's like, oh yeah, because if no one pulled out, him and I would have gone against each other, and we didn't realize it, and it would have been just like weird, sort of like a week out, being like, yeah, we kind of train together, like we can't, we're like,
don't really want to do this.
Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, I don't know. So Wojcik has that match, but I'm hoping Wojcik just turns into a heel.
Just
wins,
pulls out every
gets the mic. He's like, everyone sucks. I hate
Hollywood.
it. Yeah, puts the sunglasses and combo bombs is wild. But yeah, so I think Woj, and who else we have?
We got Colin, he's got Seb, so good clash of styles. Seb on the bottom. Colin
was a D1 wrestler at
legit wrestler. I
Michigan?
want to see Minnesota or Michigan.
Yeah.
Michigan, I believe. I've been wrong before though.
Yeah, D1 somewhere, but that'll be a good clash. And then obviously,
I think that's it for us on the prelims. And then we have.
it's going to be really bad if we've forgotten someone.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
They're like listening to this and they're like,
It's possible. J-Dog. J-Dog is on the prelims too.
oh, is he? I didn't even see that announced.
I believe it was him and Ben Eddy.
Okay, sick.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, I didn't even see that one. Okay, that'll be a sick match.
So yeah, that's another stylistic clash, you know.
Yeah.
Ben Eddy with the 10th Planet style.
Yeah, he's got like that Hindu routine that he likes to do.
Another D1 guy,
Yeah.
top level wrestler, and then the big one, the match of the champions.
That's like the match, like maybe the biggest match in jiu-jitsu.
It has to be, right?
And they made one reel about it.
We've got the CGI champ and like
All
the ADCC all sub. Like, yeah, well, actually, do they both?
All
They're
sub.
both all subs. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like the ADCC double gold champ all subs versus the CGI all subs champ.
It's pretty crazy that that's happened. You know, this is like Mayweather and Pacquiao, but in their prime.
I feel like it, like as you said, like the match hasn't been hyped up enough for like how big it is.
It's crazy. They've done a couple of reels, but it should have been from months out every week, just pumping this. Like, I don't know if it's something to do with using footage from CGI or what, but
Oh, actually, that's a really good point.
Ah, fuck.
Yeah, actually, that's a really good point.
I'll eat
I
my
don't know
words there.
the logistics of that. But even then, they've got so much footage of Nick Rod, they can just plow that in. But yeah, that's going to be insane.
Yeah, like that's just such a cool match to make.
Oh, and then there's also, I mean, this isn't anyone on, like, neither of the guys are on our team, but it'll just be fun to watch is Luke Griffiths
And Victor,
and Victor.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's awesome. There's two massive human beings just smashing each other.
it'll be cool to see as well with Luke Griffith because he's come down in like he's lost quite a lot of weight recently. Like he used to be like much heavier than what he is now.
Yeah, he's got that under 99 spot again on CGI. So
Yeah. And I was listening to a thing from Danaher yesterday talking about like sort of the lead up to WNO, saying like he like probably one of the benefits of him coming down is like his gas tank's going to improve.
yeah,
Like, and that's the issue. Like, do you feel this when you were like going up in weight, like it affecting your gas tank?
oh for sure. It's just impossible for your body to have the same output pushing that extra weight around.
Yeah.
And that's something I've done recently too. I've come down from 230 to around 219, and just like 10, 11 pounds difference is like, it's huge.
Yeah. So that'll be a really cool match. What other matches are there on the card?
Well, we're bad at this. Helena has a match.
Oh,
With
is she again?
Elizabeth Clare.
Elizabeth
That'll be
yes.
a really cool match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Elizabeth has been like super impressive after she came back from like having a baby and then like having some really big wins, like even just straight off the bat, like a month afterwards. Like I couldn't imagine having to do that.
No, she smashed it. She just competed a bunch since
She won hands like straight afterwards.
straight away.
Yeah.
And then I think the only match she's dropped is to Brianna,
Yeah, yeah.
which is like, Brianna's a monster.
So like, yeah, Brianna's a stud. Like,
Canadian. Shout out.
Yeah, she trained at B team for the ADCC camp and was like just smoking the dudes in there.
Wow, Sean. Shawnee Layfield. That was the best part of that camp, dude. It was like everyone got put with people, like the same training partners. So it'd be like, I was a part of like, actually, I don't even know why. I got put with Pizzuto and Nick Rod a bunch, and I had to go to Demon and be like, 190 pounds, right? Just saying. He's like, nah, you're fine.
is this why like Sean's bulked up a bit?
Yeah, he's ducking Brianna
Might be.
in case she comes back.
But there's another girl there too,
Margot
Margot?
there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Demon would be like, Declan, Nick Rod, Austin, Pizzuto, Roman, Ethan, Margot, Brianna, and Sean. And we'd be like,
Oh,
there he goes.
like saying to me for yesterday at the start of the session, he was like, "So you and Nikki Rod?" And I was like, "Huh?" And then later he's like, "Oh, you go with Wojcik and then go with Declan." It's like, thank God.
that's still a crazy lineup for a day. Nick
Still a
Mattia,
run, like-
Woj, and then Deck.
It sucked.
Yeah. Those comp days are brutal. Like any three guys you pick out are just gonna be fucking nightmares.
Yeah.
Tough. There's some sessions there where it's like absolutely brutal. I remember like training like a Sunday one time, and it was like, I think I rolled with like Ethan, Jay, Nikki, and then who else was it? Like some other like other big name in the room, and I was like just a superhero round every round.
Yeah, it's craziness. We're starting to run a little long, so I'm going to ask you the same thing that I've asked the other boys. It's what is the end goal for Jeremy Skinner?
There's not an end goal. I just like doing jiu-jitsu. And so like my whole there's actually a really good friend of mine who sort of like helped me with this, Masaya Ikamatsu in Melbourne. And like he asked me exactly the same thing. And I was like, I just want to be able to keep doing jiu-jitsu. And so all I'm doing is like just trying to make sure I can sort of sustain that. Like I don't have like a goal of being a world champion. Like I just like being able to test myself and push myself as far as I can go, test my jiu-jitsu, and just keep doing it and having fun with the boys.
Beautiful. What a way to end. Thank you very much, guys. Please like, comment, subscribe. We're really trying to push the numbers up and just hope everyone enjoys it. Anything else from you, Austin?
No, everything he said. Also, if you're looking to get better online, I can't recommend Atomic Dojo enough. Jeremy helps me out, and Declan. Jeremy's like my fucking head coach right now, like between these two guys. So go and support Atomic Dojo. You won't regret it. It's a great website. And yeah,
$8 a week, cancel anytime.
there you fucking go. All
Wonderful.
right.
From
Thanks,
the man
Jeremy.
himself. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you guys.